All right, boys and girls, we're headed to Las Vegas. Cutting it close. It has been an insane week. The amount of things that have gone down in the last few weeks has been exhausting. But I do not want to miss the opportunity to go down to Waste Expo in Vegas and network with as many people as I possibly can. So what I'm doing right now, dropping off some bills, make sure we stay in business, and we're gonna get on the road. While I'm gone, Keegan is in charge. So he's gonna be running everything. He had a pretty rough week last week while I was gone for a bachelor party, a wedding, and while I was moving as well. So I had a very full week last week, not to mention all the other stuff going down with the shop. If you follow the channel, you see how big of a mess that is. But all we're gonna do is push good vibes toward Keegan so he has a very successful week with minimal issues. We're gonna go down to Vegas and learn something new.
Okay. Yeah. I was a little nervous.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these trucks that clean. Not owned by that company. Pretty impressive. This place is insane, and it is huge. The cool thing is, that's a hook lift truck over there, and it looks tiny. It looks like a toy in here. Vegas does everything so big. The coolest thing is, Docket has me representing them here today, and I'm just kind of hanging out in the booth, saying hi to people and telling them some real life experiences. The cool thing is, as Keegan is running today, I can actually show them how I do invoicing and reconcile stuff as he's running the business back home, and how I'm kind of keeping track of him on the tablet. It's really cool because they have to do kind of like mock demos, but I can actually then show people who are curious live what we're doing. Before we go back out to the floor, let's check in with Keegan and see what he's actually up to.
All right, guys, so Clayton's in Vegas partying it up. I'm back here making sure the show goes on. So we just got this one emptied. We're gonna drop it off, go pick up our last one, try to get it empty. Of course, when Clayton's gone, it's always busier than hell, or something bad happens. And something bad did happen, but we got it fixed. It's been working the past 2 days, no problems. Cross our fingers, hope it stays that way.
The tire shop completely destroyed the studs, which almost caused a horrible accident just once we got it picked up. It's a long story, but we got it taken care of, and Keegan's been running really well ever since. But just little tiny things that can really add up to, you know, disastrous problems.
You know what I just noticed? They're trying to steal our color scheme. We were here first.
I got here early this morning so I could see some of the cool stuff here before, you know, talking to people over at the Docket booth. I want to show you guys the coolest truck that is at this waste show. It is fantastic. Again, it is absolutely incredible how small this stuff looks in this giant space. But this isn't what we're gonna go see. Hands down, the coolest truck here. Look at this. You gotta appreciate a build like this. So, basically a chassis swapped. This was an F750 frame, I believe. And just look at all the detail to it. You got that, but it's slapped on this old F100 series that's also stretched with a double cab. It's just so beautifully done. Look at this. I don't care how expensive every other truck here is. This is one of the coolest ones and pretty much the only retro build that's here. And boy, does it look good. It's right up my alley. Cummins motor, So this was retired from hay hauling in 1982, and it looks like it also has an Allison trans, and this was only done 4 years ago. I have a feeling this doesn't see a whole lot of dumpsters, but I'm sure it sees a lot of parades. But it's a good looking truck. I would take that in a heartbeat. This waste space has literally everything you can imagine. Anything from tech, cameras, trucks. I mean, there's literally just trucks in every corner of this building. To hook lift, cable, swap loader, tarping systems, tires for anybody that works at a landfill that needs like solid tires. Every piece of equipment you can imagine at a landfill or a transfer station, tracked machines. I mean, it's incredible. Even stuff that you'd use to grind up tires into big chunks that are easily disposable. It has everything you can possibly imagine. With that comes these, I mean, almost show truck-like builds that seem like they've never seen trash before. But, man, are they nice to look at. Of course, you've got the EV evolution. It just seems like there's so many different electric features on some of these trucks now. It's taking over the waste industry, the equipment industry, and of course the car industry, as we already know. It's really cool to see these things chopped up so you can actually see certain aspects of different truck systems very close up, rather than having to crawl underneath of it and appreciate it there. Time to head home. We are back at it. So I've got a dumpster to go drop off. I am back in town. Keegan has been running like a madman since I've been gone, and now today as well, my first day back. I had to stop for a minute because I've been just go, but I do have to just say thank you to Docket for letting me be a part of Waste Expo and inviting me to the booth just to experience it. It was well worth the time for me. If you guys follow the channel, you know I have a lot going on right now. A lot of stuff that's out of my control, a lot of things that I have going in terms of real estate and obviously the dumpster business. Shout out to Docket. I'll drop a link in my description here to the software if you're in the dumpster space. It allowed me to leave town to be a part of Waste Expo and take care of all the basic necessities of my business, the billing, the route planning, all that stuff while I was gone. But that definitely didn't stop things from going wrong. Docket allowed us to stay on task and get everything done while I was gone in terms of all of the drop-offs, and all of my clients were taken care of, but there were some things that popped up. Keegan nearly lost a wheel on the highway thanks to the tire shop. We had multiple incidents in regards to a couple of different rental properties we have. Nothing that was in regards to dumpsters, but just incidents that came up. So it never fails. All the stuff happens when you're trying to have a vacation. But let's jump back in the truck. We can't have paralysis by to-do list, which tends to happen to some people. I still need to keep the momentum going. So let's get on to the next thing. So like I said, Docket was great for keeping us on task, but again, it doesn't stop things from going wrong, and this is just real life. While I was gone also, we had a couple mishaps with the schedule, not because of the software, but because of the human element. Keegan had multiple people that blocked in their dumpsters, which essentially results in a dry run fee, which means then we have to locate another dumpster so we can get it emptied and then get it to the next person in time. So it complicates things sometimes. I had another dumpster that was completely swamped. It wasn't actually in the yard, but they had actually moved so much dirt in front of the dumpster we couldn't get to it because it was wet. So, I mean, all kinds of variables that really can affect you in the dumpster business. Things that a lot of guys just don't expect when they get started. Perfect little drop right out the door. Run the stuff out. Some of you super fans might recognize this location. I'm actually in a small town called Payson, outside of my small town of Quincy, Illinois. This little corner lot here is fantastic. They're putting a restaurant in, and the person doing the build is going to actually live in the upstairs unit. it's gonna be a pretty cool little space, because this corner lot in Payson is actually kind of like a staple of the town. So really excited to see what he does to it. And he's on his 5th or 6th dumpster with us, so I always appreciate that return business. So from here, I think what we're gonna go do is check in on a junk removal quote that I was already forewarned is pretty gnarly. We'll see what it has in store for us. All right, so we are at the trailer park that we've done quite a bit of business in lately. It has a new owner, and they've been doing quite a bit of work here. But like the warning said, I can already smell the inside of this trailer, so not a good start. All right, here we go. I'm just hoping no bugs fall from the ceiling. I've seen that before. All right, nothing yet. I'm gonna have to burn my socks. Oh. Okay, practically holding my breath. This one's gnarly. Pretty sure. There's probably a dead cat in here because it has that pee smell / dead animal smell. So I won't be shocked. But it just smells like urine, feces. Thing is, somebody was living in here up until a few days ago. This is a gut job. The best thing this place could do is just catch on fire. Ooh, the smell's getting worse. I feel like the walls are crawling. There are bugs flying around everywhere. Oh, yep, there's the cat stuff. I don't see the cat, which is probably just as bad of a sign. Kitty litter. Ooh, yeah, really, really intense back here. Definitely hear something in here too, so there are probably a few animals hanging out. But whoo! Alright, we gotta air out after that one. This is one of those where you gotta check your whole body after you go in there. I honestly shouldn't have even walked in without some kind of additional layer on, but you want to make sure there's no fleas on you. Check the legs. If you had really bad fleas, you'd literally see them just crawling on you like dirt. But you gotta check that. You do not want to bring that stuff home. Like literally when I get home, I'm gonna wash off with the hose. It doesn't look that bad. Honestly, when you walk in, it's like, okay, it's pretty trashed because there's not a lot of junk, but the smell attracts the wrong kind of bugs. And you know that there's some unforeseen things in there. It's one of those that as soon as you walk in, you're just itchy. And I don't see anything right now, and I better not have anything or I'll be ticked. Next time you see me on the channel and I shave my head, you know what happened. We're gonna close that up though. That might be an outsourced job, I don't know. I'm willing to do a lot of things, but I've got my limits. I've got one more thing to check on, but let's see what Keegan's up to for today because it's been a busy one, especially first day back.
Been a crazy past couple days, but we get through it. We're here at the landfill now. Got a dumpster full of shingles. We're gonna empty this and end the day.
So while Keegan's wrapping up the rest of the day, what I'm doing is I'm checking in on the newest acquisition, which is this apartment building that we bought. If you follow the channel, you already know this is conveniently located to another building that I have. So it's a big task. It kind of fell into my lap. This property actually from one of my subscribers, which is so cool. He's the one who pointed it in my direction. There's a lot of work to be done, and this is another example of try not to be paralyzed by the to-do list. I need to just kind of start tearing into this building so we can get some headway because there's a lot to do. But what I want to do is we've had a crap ton of rain in the last few weeks, and we just need to make sure that everything's dry, everything's good, no surprises. All right, so there's still quite a bit of furniture in here that I wasn't expecting. The previous owner was going to get all this out before I started tearing into it, so I'll have to touch base with him and what's going on with that. But outside of that, It looks like everything is relatively dry, no surprises. So that's a good sign. Let's check the basement though. Not bad. We're doing good. As you can see, this place just needs a lot of love because it was an office space below that it was only partially used. So we need to tear into it, kind of turn it into a nice new luxury apartment. That's the goal. I just checked on the backyard. A week ago, this was basically bare. It's now a forest back here. I can only imagine how many snakes are back here. I think we will have to hire somebody to just basically tear all this out because I wanted to landscape all this and turn it into kind of like a private backyard. It had some weeds before, but yeah, in less than 2 weeks, this is yeah, that's a mess. That'll be fun. There's also a set of stairs here, but you can't hardly see them because of all the overgrowth. So yeah, the backyard's gonna be a whole project in itself. We might call a guy like Brock or somebody else that we've used in the past for some of our help. See if they want to tackle a project like that so we can focus on the things that matter. Which I think the first thing I should really work on is this upstairs unit. It's already basically laid out to be rented. It's going to definitely take a little bit of love and modernization, but it won't take as much to get this one ready. The downstairs needs walls reworked and moved around, so I think what I'm going to probably plan on doing is while Keegan's kind of running dumpsters, when I'm not filling in for him, I'm going to be kind of here tearing into this unit. Try not to get overwhelmed by the to-do list. The to-do list is adding up. I know a lot of you guys are probably here to get an update as well on what we have going out at the shop. Follow the channel, you've seen that mess. Look back in a video or two, and you can see how big of a deal that is for me. I'm just gonna say, probably gonna stop talking about it as much. We've got insurance and an attorney involved. It's not fun, guys. That's all there is to it. It has put a pretty big stress on me, and that's only that much of the other stresses I have, to be honest. We've got a lot going on. As you know, I've moved to a new home as well, so it's just, you know, balancing that business and personal life and trying to be, you know, a good business owner, a good YouTuber, a good father, a good husband. It's tough, but all of those things to me are important, some more than others. I know. Catching the whole house on fire. So bear with me as I create content. It might not come out as fast. I want it to be quality. I don't want it to just be filler crap that you watch on YouTube. I want you to enjoy when you come see Rolling Ops on this channel. But with that, we still are working on the project truck. I'm honestly, at this point, I'm probably going to start looking for sponsors to try to help us create a really cool piece of machinery there, rather than me just pulling funds together to build it when I can. I'd really like that thing to be a really cool build. So more updates on that hopefully here in the future, and a couple other things sprinkled in that I know are going to happen this summer, but I don't want to tell you about them yet. So stay tuned. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate you guys following along. Let me know what you think we have going on. Are we in over our head? I can already tell you we are. It's been nuts, but I'm enjoying the journey, and that's all that counts. You got to keep your head above water, and that's what I'm doing right now. Hit that subscribe button when you get the chance, and I hope you enjoyed this updated video of just what we have going on the to-do list. We will be back with something cooler, and I hope that you guys enjoy everything else we put out in the future. Catch you next time. Keep grinding, kids.